Hello and welcome, Bobcat fans. Thank you for joining us tonight as your Bobcats finish off a two-game homestand against the Patriots of East Rankin Academy. My name is Nathan Dancy, and in just a moment, I'm going to bring in the other half of our broadcast team, Drew Smith. PCS comes into tonight's game after winning 3 consecutive games after coming up just short in their season opener against Jackson Academy. The 3 wins came against AA opponents Simpson and Columbia and 4A Germantown High School last week. In their most recent contest, PCS rewrote the scoring records with a 66-48 win. Tonight they will open up conference play against a very dangerous ERA squad. The Patriots enter tonight with a 3-1 record as well, but they already stand 1-0 in the conference after a 44-14 victory over Hillcrest last week. ERA's other 2 wins came over Pillow Academy, perennial North Power, and Silva Bay, while their lone loss came to Madison Ridgeland Academy 2 weeks ago. Drew, tell us what we should expect from this Patriot team tonight.
Well, East Rankin is a very senior-laden team looking over the roster, and they're led by their senior quarterback, Jacob Weldon. Jacob's more of a kind of a dual threat type quarterback. He can beat you with his feet, and he can also throw the ball. And East Rankin likes to spread out the field and to throw the ball. In doing so, when they spread it out, it gives Weldon even more space to use his legs and gain yards. So we've got a tough task in trying to contain Weldon. And, you know, he can – it makes him so dangerous being able to use his feet and being able to throw the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how our defense it kind of steps up or how they perform this week after last week. You know, offense did great, scoring 66 points. But, you know, defense gave up 48. So, you know, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. And, you know, it's Weldon. He's a state track champion in the 400 meter. I mean, he's an athlete. So, anyway, closing it out, we got the national anthem coming up. It's gonna be fun watching Weldon tonight.
Well, you mentioned that track star. We had that state meet here last year at PCS. Jacob Weldon, the 400 meter champion, with a time of 50.12 seconds, and I have seen very few athletes run a 400 meter run as fast as that.
Dear Heavenly Father, we rejoice in you this evening.
Student reporter Iris Buckley had a chance to sit down with Coach Joey Hawkins this week and get his thoughts on last week's game and his preparation for tonight's contest. And we're going to take a listen to that right now.
I am here with Coach Hawkins to talk about our game tonight against ERA. Thank you for being here, Coach.
Well, it's my pleasure, and we're looking forward to the game tonight.
Last week we had an offensive explosion. Is this the kind of offense we should expect the rest of the year on a dry field?
Well, you know, getting 66 points is something I've never seen before in a game like that. But our offense is getting better. Daniel's throwing the ball better. We're getting more people involved. And, you know, Fate and Lee has just been they've rushed for over 1,000 yards in the first 4 games. So we're getting better offensively. Our line's doing a good job of blocking. So, we're looking to put up some points, but not that many.
And last week, defense allowed 48. What areas need to improve?
Well, just defensively, we got to get better defending the pass. You know, last week we gave them too much a cushion. They made a lot of plays in the passing game. We gave up over 400 yards, but we still believe in our defensive backs. You know, we think they're going to come on and do a great job. We did have a big interception by Chris Herron that set up one of our big touchdowns. So they've came back this week and had a great week of practice, and we're looking to improve this week a lot.
And this is our first district game. ERA is 2-0 in league play. How is this Patriot team, and what will winning this game tell us about where we stack up in the South AAA?
Well, East Rankin's got a veteran football team. They're led by one of the best rushing quarterbacks that's ever played in MAIS, Jacob Weldon. He's a 3-year starter. He's taken over 1,000 snaps, and he's an amazing player. He can make a play when there's absolutely no play. So they've got some other weapons, Kobe Crop with a running back and a nice group of receivers. So they've got an outstanding football team, very experienced team, and we'll have to play our very best to win a game.
And what does ERA do well, and are there any specific areas where PCS has any advantages?
Well, ERA, they love to run the football out of a spread set, and they do throw it some, but the key is containing 13 and 22. If you can do that, you've got an opportunity to win the game. And, we've got a little more speed than them, offensively. We're expected to make a lot of big plays, so that would probably be our biggest advantage. But it's going to be a great football game. They've got a good, solid football team on both sides of the ball.
So this is a very important game. So what does PCS have to do to win?
Well, on offense, we just got to keep taking care of the ball. We feel like we can move the chains, make first downs, and make some big plays with our speed. And the key is, is taking care of it and then scoring in the red zone.
Thank you for being with us and sharing your information. Good luck tonight.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
That was senior student reporter Iris Buckley with a great interview with Coach Hawkins from earlier today. You heard Coach allude to some of the things we just briefly touched on in the pregame about Weldon, with a little bit of Crotwell mixed in there. And those are two names you're going to hear a lot of from this East Rankin squad. Now, for PCS, it's been a lot of Fate Island, Lee Sigrist. But there are some other weapons that we are waiting on yet to explode. Tyler Young, Chris Addison has yet to have a big game. Finished the season well last year, had 2 very good games at the end and a very good state semifinal game against Jackson Academy, as well as Hunter Norton. And Hunter has been handling a lot of special teams duties. He kind of mopped up in a little bit of garbage time last week, handling the ball, did a very good job there. And as our captains are meeting at midfield, we're getting set to, going to get a coin toss here and see how we go. So that'll give me just a moment to just thank our title sponsor, Play On Sports, who we have owe a lot of our production quality, the new graphics that you see, overlays. Thank them, everything that they do. And you can actually see all kind of PCS events, interviews, highlights, and games as well by going on YouTube. Thanks to the Play On Sports Network, searching Presbyterian Christian. Find us there if you can't find our site as well. This will be, like I said, ends the 2-game homestand for PCS. Next week they will go to Copaya Academy. We hope you'll join us as we are on the road again. And then the next week we have another road game, back-to-back road games, the second one being Jackson Prep. Drew, I know you just as much as I were tuned in to the Bright Lights C-Spire special last night as we saw Jackson Prep and Pearl High School play in a fairly low-scoring affair. But
to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least. It wasn't the greatest of television watches, but we were intently watching that game and kind of getting prepared for Jackson Prep. As we see, PCS has won the coin toss and will receive. So we'll see if that offense that erupted for 66 points last week can get off to a fast start here tonight.
Well, Prep played a 5A public school as well, and Pearl's a very good team, very solid, and Prep still shut them out. And Prep's defense is very, very good, and it'll be very interesting to see how well we match up with them. Our offense is very potent, and Prep doesn't have a bad offense, but it just shows you how good Pearl's defense was. So. There'll be some interesting matchups between us and Prep in a couple of weeks. So I know I'm looking forward to that one already. But tonight's a big game.
Tonight's a big game. I mean, this is a very dangerous ERA team, and you'll see just how good they are. I mean, Pillow is no slouch to start your year with, and they had all summer to prepare for them, and still East Rankin came out very impressive. I'm going to thank a couple of our sponsors real quick before we get set for kickoff. First of all, the PCS Booster Club. We would like to say thank you for your continued support of PCS athletics over the years. All the success your Bobcats have is a direct result of your tireless efforts and sacrifice. If you would like more information on how to get involved with the PCS Booster Club, just call the school office and they will take care of you. And the paw print. Be sure to go by and visit the paw print store for all your Bobcat merchandise. The next time you come out to Bobcat Stadium for a home football game, just stop by the corner of the concession stand beside the home stands. Look for the paw print sign. They now accept most major credit cards, so be sure to check them out and show off your black and blue all year through. And we're getting set to start here. PCS will be set to receive. So we're set to begin this game. East Rankin will be kicking right to left in their visiting white uniforms, blue pants, navy blue hats, blue numerals. Back to kick will be number 81, Greg Nichols. PCS in their home black uniforms, blue pants, blue hats, white numerals. Back deep is Fate Allen and Hunter Norton. Nichols' kick is on the way. Long end over end will go through the back of the end zone and set up PCS at their own 20-yard line. Let's meet the offensive starters for the Bobcats. There you see them on your screen. And we'll have Island and Jones flanking the ends with Sygrist behind Patterson to start. We'll have a single deep safety from East Rankin. Probably see a lot of that formation as they look to stop the run first. First give. This is to Stephen Jones looping around. He's got a first down into the secondary. The lone safety, number 8, Hayes Roden, made the tackle, but a huge gain on first down. Gaining yards in chunks is Stephen Jones. So just like that, a 24-yard run for Jones starts PCS off on the fast track. Again, Rand Henderson will check in and go wide to the far side of the field. Same formation with Norton taking Jones' place. He'll go in motion. They'll fake it to him. Countering is Island. He's got some room and blockers in front. Tries to cut back, and he's tripped up by Roden yet again. Roden with 2 tackles on 2 plays. So Jones a 24-yard gain, and there's Island with a 15-yard gain. So just like that, PCS averaging about 18 yards a carry to start this ball game.
Just kind of picking up right where we left off last week, and that's a good sign.
Addison back in. He'll be split to the near side. Jones and Island flanking with Sygrist behind Patterson. He'll send a man in motion. This is to Sygrist up the middle, gashing, trying to get to the edge, cutting back, spinning inside the 20, and PCS 3 carries inside the red zone. Bobcats on the prowl early.
Well, I think you're doing pretty good when you get you're just staying on first down. Just running the ball. I mean, if we can just perform half of what we did last week, we're going to be in good shape.
Well, Coach Hawkins mentioned in the pregame he feels comfortable with the offense, confident they can move the chains. Just a matter of improving the defense. This is Sygrist again. He slips the first carry before he hits a wall. Gain of about 4 on the play will set up a 2nd and 6 for PCS as we're just under a minute gone by in this ball game. 10:45 remaining first quarter. We'll see Island off the right side flanking. Jones left side, Sygrist behind Patterson. He'll send Island in motion. Quick toss to Sygrist left side. He's got a lane cutting back to the 5, spinning toward the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Lee Sygrist.
Well, that just made. I mean, Lee just made it look as simple as it could be. It's really amazing how good Fate and Lee are at what they do running the football, and I can't compliment them enough of how easy they make it look week to week, and it's every week that it seems they do something better than the week before somehow.
Yeah, we'll see Troy Waits in for the extra point. His kick is up and no good. He pushed it a little bit to the left. So our score remains 6-0 after a quick strike offense there from PCS. Didn't go through the air. 4 or was it 5 running plays? I think 5 running plays there. And PCS moves it 80 yards in 5 plays for a quick 6-0 lead. But as we mentioned, it's going to be a defensive which defense came to play tonight is going to be the key. Jacob Weldon is very capable of doing the same thing. We got a little mini Cam Newton watch we're going on here as Weldon has the 400 state record, 400-meter state record. An excellent basketball player, just a great all-around athlete for this East Rankin Patriots squad. Waits will tee it up at the 40 and get set. Back deep for East Rankin is number 22, Colby Crotwell, as well as number 8, Hayes Roden, the sophomore. Waits approaches, kicks, line drive. Looks like we'll have another touchback. And won't be as many special teams fireworks this week, it looks like, compared to last week. But just like PCS did to start the game, East Rankin will start at their 20-yard line after the touchback.
Yeah, that was last week. You know, you just kind of expect anybody, 10 yards deep in the end zone to just bring it on back because, it was big play after big play. I mean, why not? Everybody had the momentum, so.
We'll see a lot of pistol formation. That's the short shotgun with the I-back behind him. It's from Weldon and Crotwell. They have 3 receivers to the near side. PCS going with a 3-man line. Weldon, the zone read to Crotwell right side. Stops, cuts it back before he's met. Gain of about 2 on the play before Justin Giroux can stop the ball carrier there. So 2nd and 8 for East Rankin. Good pursuit to the ball there. Crotwell thought he had a lane, then all of a sudden he threw the brakes on and had to cut back to find any daylight. Trip receivers to the near side of the field. Weldon and Crotwell in the pistol formation. He'll send a man in motion. Like they had 2 men there. So an option right side. Weldon will keep it. Dancing around, trying to find his way. He'll hit a wall and fall. Look, the ball came out, but I think Weldon fell on top of it. Got a flag on the play on the near sideline. I think we had 2 men in motion there. Weldon was trying to send a receiver in motion to the far side, and two men jumped. So we've got 3rd and 9 right now after a loss of 1. I would imagine that the Bobcats would decline that penalty. I think they have. Well, 3rd and 8. We'll call it 3rd and 8. 8-ish, 9-ish, close enough. And again, Weldon in that pistol formation. Almost an I formation with no quarterback. We'll go shotgun this time. Crotwell will be off the left shoulder of Weldon. 3 receivers to the near side. Trying to spread out that defense. Looking to throw. Quick out on the screen pass. Trying to find some space. He'll be brought down by Robbie Broadhead and Chris Addison. That's number 34 on the reception. Philip Parker, the slot back. And that'll be 4th and 5 for the Patriots. Approaching 9 minutes to play first quarter. And we talked about Weldon as a quarterback, a runner. He's also a very excellent punter. And he will drop back in deep punt formation. And it's always dangerous when you've got a punter. A quarterback is a punter. He'll fake it. He's got a man out on the sideline. He's open at the 40. No one saw the receiver out to the far side at 82, Trevor Jordan. And Weldon took the snap and floated it out there. And I believe Coach Hawkins is incensed. You had him stopped and just lost track of Jordan on that play. And that'll move the chains into Bobcat territory. 1st and 10 at the PCS 39.
That's a huge play early in the game. We had them 3 and out, and all momentum on our side. And a play like that can change things pretty quick early in the ball game. But got to get back to what we were doing on those first 3 downs because we were very successful.
More of a power set now as we'll have Brylan Overby with Weldon. No, this is not Weldon. This is Weldon's a receiver, and he catches it in the end zone. Touchdown Patriots. Pass there from Hayes Roden. So they flanked Weldon and Crotwell out in the formation and caught the Bobcats off guard. And we're tied at 6 apiece. Even had me confused. I was calling out wrong names up here.
Wow, just two consecutive trick plays by East Rankin. So they worked. They caught us off guard both times. And I was like you. I didn't even catch that Weldon was not the quarterback until he was catching the ball in the end zone.
Extra point from J.D. Houston is up long enough and straight enough. So East Rankin takes a 7-6 lead on back-to-back long pass plays from Weldon and then to Weldon. I don't know if that's a stat line that Weldon has on the season, a receiving touchdown. We talked about him as a quarterback, as a runner, as a punter. Yet he makes his mark early in this game as a receiver. Very quiet. And PCS had that first 3 and out, and now it's a very solemn game. Last week we had Germantown here. They brought the band. Schools, both teams were very into it. Very exciting atmosphere. Tonight, more of a relaxed, kind of quiet stadium.
Well, a few more plays like that, it'll get a little exciting in here. So they definitely got us off guard twice there.
Nichols' kickoff will go into the end zone for another touchback. So 3 kickoffs, 3 touchbacks. And so 8.5 minutes remaining first quarter. East Rankin out to an early lead, 7-6. Troy Waits missed an extra point after a 5-play, 80-yard drive earlier on their first possession. So second possession for the Bobcats. We'll see what they can do with it here. Addison will split to the near side. We'll have the flex formation with Jones and Island flanking the ends and Sygrist behind Patterson. Give to Sygrist, right side, spinning up to the 25-yard line. Just shy of the 5. We'll call it 2nd and 5. Philip Parker, the middle linebacker, in on the play. Or the outside linebacker, rather, cutting back to make that play. Rand Henderson and Tyler Young will check in. Give Addison and Robbie Morgan a break.
All we got to do is just keep doing what we were doing first series. You know, there's no rush. Just because they brought out some trick play doesn't change anything.
Receiver to each side of the formation. They'll reverse it to Jones. This is the play he got a big gain on last time. He's free up to the 50, trying to sprint free. And Colby Crotwell brought him down, but not before Jones gains 35 yards or 34 yards, coming up just shy of the East Rankin 45-yard line. Ball will rest at the 46. Under 8 to play first quarter, and Jones is averaging about 25 yards a carry.
This is so far very reminiscent of last week with our big runs just consistently. And, you know, something's going to have to change for East Rankin defensively to stop us.
We'll see our first I formation of the night. Young and Addison split near side. Ball on the ground. Patterson covers it up. And he's stuffed in the backfield at the 50. Loss of 4 on the play. Looked like a little bit of a difficult exchange there between Patterson and Island. And PCS lucky to fall back on that. 2nd and 14 for the Bobcats.
Well, with so much motion there with with our running backs in the backfield, it's easy to kind of lose track of the handoff and make a mistake.
Norton in motion. They'll fake it to him. Looking to throw is Patterson. On the slant is Island. He's got it at the 30. And kind of got off balance there, so no run after the catch, but he'll go down at the 22-yard line. First down and 10, Bobcats. So go to the air right there and find Fate Island on the seam route for a big gainer.
Well, when you run the ball so well, it easily opens up the pass, and I think that was just a result of running the ball well there, and Fate was wide open running down the field.
I formation. Fake the counter to Island. Patterson rolling, looking to throw. He's got Morgan. It's stepping in front is Peyton Cross and picking it off, trying to find a return, but he won't get back to the 15-yard line before Matthew Stevens brings him down. Patterson thought he had an open tight end, Morgan, crossing the field, but Peyton Cross peeled back from his corner position, reading the quarterback's eyes and picking off Patterson. So the first turnover of the game goes in favor of the Patriots. Coach Hawkins mentioned, take care of the ball when you get down in that red zone. 6:30 remaining, first quarter.
We gotta make sure we don't let this bother us. They come out with a couple of trick plays, score a touchdown, and we're moving the ball so well, and then throw a bad pass and interception. Can't let it get us down.
Trips receivers near side, and I'm sure this is Weldon throwing now. This is Parker. Parker will be forced out across the 15-yard line. Gain of about a yard or two there on the quick receiver out. Be 2nd and 9. Chris Herring on that stop. They'll send 2 receivers near side stacked up, and 1 receiver to the far side is 14, Will Hike. Parker will motion to the far side. Weldon dropping to throw, looking, now tucking it and running it, trying to get yards. He's free. He's in the open field. One man to beat is Addison. He cuts back, and that little cutback allowed Dakota Harvey to catch him the night before he runs all the way down inside the Bobcat 40 to about the 36-yard line. We mentioned that 400-meter speed. He showed it right there.
Well, that's what we warned about in the pregame. And there was nobody open, so what's he do? He just tucks it, and he takes off. And when he does, he's always a threat to take it to the end zone. But that speed that you just talked about, and he definitely just showed it off there.
He makes you play every inch, not just every yard of this field, but every inch, because he can take it and do things with that football that no one else can for that East Rankin squad. He'll be in the shotgun formation, Crotwell to his right. Take the snap, looking, tucking it this time, trying to, now he'll pick it up and throw to Crotwell down the sideline, and the throw was just too far, and Crotwell couldn't get his feet down, incomplete at about the 20-yard line.
Play is never dead as long as the ball is in Weldon's hands. You can see there he was kind of scrambling for his life, trying to get away from pressure, and what does he do? He has the mindset to find an open receiver downfield. Luckily for us, he was already out of bounds.
And we'll see fullback Brylan Overby check in here. And the last time we saw Overby check in, that was a touchdown pass to Jacob Weldon. However, Weldon will receive this snap. He'll have trips to the far side of the formation. Looking to throw. Now he'll tuck, trying to find room. Now he'll throw again. This is Parker inside the 20. Has to come back and fall. He catches it, but he stumbles down inside the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 in the Bobcat red zone for East Rankin.
Well, I think you see maybe the result of Weldon's running ability. Our cornerbacks are cheating up too far, and when they do that, Weldon is finding wide open receiver, and that's happened 2 or 3 times in a row. And we're going to have to do something a little different to contain Weldon and let our defensive backs do their job of covering receivers.
Trips to the near side, pistol. He'll give to Crotwell right side, trying to find room, weaving his way. Gain of about 8 on the play, down to the 10-yard line. I think he's just shy of the 10. And we talk about Weldon's feet, and if he's in the pocket, that's dangerous because he's making defensive backs guard for 10 and 15 seconds rather than the usual 5 or 8. Same formation. 2nd and 2 for the Patriots. He'll look near side. He'll throw it on the out at the end zone. Addison breaks it up. Pass intended for Brylan Overby. Will fall incomplete after a nice play there from Chris Addison to knock it away. 3rd and 2.
Big play for the defense right here. Really can't afford to give up another touchdown early, and it would just be big for momentum to get a stop right here.
And we'll have an official's timeout for a little bit of heat here. So still warm. We thought we had a little bit of a cooling trend this week. It felt great, the weather here in Hattiesburg, but it's warmed back up, and the officials are taking the right precautions to make sure these young men are well hydrated as we're under 5 minutes. In fact, 4:38 is what the first quarter clock will read at this timeout. So, Drew, all your football wisdom, what would you suggest the PCS defense need to adjust to right here to try to contain this this East Rankin attack? It's not really an attack so much as it's, Weldon improving and just trying to make plays and receivers sticking with their routes.
Well, I guess defensive line, linebackers, they got to do a better job of containing. Weldon's getting to the outside a little too much. When he does that, it's making defensive backs have to come up and cheat up. And like I mentioned a while ago, when that happens, it leaves their receiver that they're defending open. So we're going to have to do a little better job with our front seven.
Weldon will have Crotwell to his right in the shotgun. Trips to the near side. He'll keep it. Trying to find his way to the goal line. He'll hit at the 5 and dropped at the 4 by Dakota Harvey. Nice hit there from Harvey to bring down the ball carrier. So that'll move the chains, though. First and goal. It'll be first and goal for East Rankin inside the 5-yard line. They'll stay in that shotgun. They'll send three receivers all the way to the sideline here just to spread it out. Zone read with Weldon, weaving, and his feet get taken out from under. Nice play there. Alan Winford and Tyler Henderson on the stop. Second and goal.
Well, it would be obviously pretty huge to limit them to a field goal attempt here. And, it's a big momentum swing, what I mentioned earlier, when you do two trick plays, get a touchdown, and, it's just East Rankin's on clicking right now. We got to come up with two big plays defensively right here.
Crotwell to the left of Weldon. They run into each other. And it'll be close play at the goal line. We'll see if he got in. He'll come up just short. So that little bit of bump from Crotwell on the quarterback keeper will keep Weldon out of the end zone and delay the offense one down more. 3.5 minutes remaining first quarter. And it'll be third and goal from the 1-yard line for East Rankin. Trips will go to the near side. It's Weldon and Crotwell. I don't think there's any way Weldon does not carry this ball right here. He'll take the snap, bury his head, and he'll prance into the end zone untouched for another East Rankin touchdown.
Well, you called it, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the whole stadium knew it was coming, but still couldn't stop it. So that's a tough play to stop. He got an inch to get, and he just walks in easily.
Well, the way they line up, they send three receivers all the way out to the far sideline, and you've got to respect them. So it's basically 8-man football with Weldon and his speed on an 8-man track, and it's just so difficult to defend. J.D. Houston, with his second extra point of the night, is up and good. 14-6 is our score. We'll take a slight break with 3:06 remaining first quarter. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back as East Rankin is set to kick off after that Jacob Weldon 1-yard touchdown run. It's a little over 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Nichols will send the kickoff. This is a sidewinder will come down to Norton at the 1. He'll return it up across the 25, and that's as far as he'll get before being dropped by number 15, John Bailey Cook.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but still first quarter, it's 14-6, and you're thinking, well, I mean, there's plenty of time, but I think it's big just for morale after just East Rankin just basically walked down the field to score 2 times in a row, that we get back in the end zone right here and tie it up or make it 14-13.
I formation. They'll go the end around to Young. Young weaving his way, trying to get to the edge of the 30, the 35. Chased down from behind by Brylan Overby. Tyler Young, big gainer of about 14 on the play, will move the chains. Again, under 3 here first quarter. If they could just move those pylons to about the 20-yard line, PCS would be sitting very well tonight. We just can't seem to, once we get inside that red zone and that field tightens up, be as productive. Henderson will be the wide out to the near side. Patterson will give a Norton on the end-around sweep this time, and he'll be brought down by linebacker Bryce Harrell, the senior, at the 45. Gain of 3 on the play will bring up 2nd and 7 for PCS. Addison and Norton will check out. We'll see Rand Henderson, Stephen Jones back in the ball game. Henderson will go far side, and we'll have the flex formation with Cygers in the backfield. Allen in motion. This is the Cygers across the 50. Cutting back, he's trying to get to the edge. Chasing and brought down from behind by number 34, Philip Parker. Lee Cygers. Another 20-plus yard run. Ball at the 30-yard line. First down, PCS. We'll see some bigger linemen come in as Allen Winford and Tyler Henderson. I think we'll go to our 3 tight end formation here. Tyler Henderson seeing some action at fullback. We'll call this the Rhino package. We've got all the defensive linemen in the backfield. And we've got defense jumping. Cygers gets the handoff anyway, plowing ahead, and now a late flag will come in from the back judge. The flag came in after Cygers was tackled for a gain of 5 on the play.
Called a holding, too. Interesting.
It'll be a hold against PCS. That was very late for a hold. But nevertheless, we'll back it up 10 yards. So it'll be still first down. It'll be first and, well, first and 20. They'll go the more traditional I formation this time with Cygers dotting the I. Young in the slot and Addison split to the far side. Patterson tosses to Island left side. He's got a head of steam. He's into the secondary and finally dragged down by number 8, Roden. Gain to the 22, 18-yard run from Fate Island as we're now into the last minute of play in the first quarter. We had a lot of late action there as Island was brought down. .50 seconds, first quarter. Henderson to the near side. We'll go flex formation here. Patterson will send Island in motion. Give on the counter to Jones. Jones has been ripping off big yards, and the turf monster gets him there. Tripped up as he tried to cut it up the field, but still a gain enough for a first down. Well, the first and 10, ball resting at the 15-yard line of East Rankin. In the red zone, let's see what PCS can do with it this time.
Well, we mentioned last week that red zone play calls and red zone results were not what we wanted to be previously, but we look like we had overcame those issues last week. So be interesting to see what we do right here.
Island in speed motion. This is a toss to Sigris, left side. He's got one touchdown. At the goal line, he'll plunge forward, runs over Crotwell, and dives into the end zone for another Bobcat touchdown. Lee Sigris. 14-12 now. And we'll see if Coach Hawkins will elect to go for two and tie this game up, and he'll send Patterson in the offense back onto the field. We see Tyler Henderson checking in. This may be our Rhino package again.
I overheard a little birdie talking about Tyler Henderson playing a little fullback this week.
We'll go thunder and lightning with Sigris and Island here. Power I, though, as Henderson is the second fullback. Patterson will roll. He's got open ground in front of him, and he'll dance into the end zone for another two-point conversion. Patterson has got 3 of those on the year. None for touchdowns, but he's got several two-point conversions. And we talk about Tyler Henderson at that second fullback position. We saw a lot of power I a couple of weeks ago from PCS at Columbia. But that second fullback was Andrew Burks. Well, Andrew went down last week with a sprained MCL, and he'll be out a couple more weeks. And so Tyler Henderson has stepped in to fill that void at the backup fullback position. So after that Lee Sigris touchdown and Daniel Patterson two-point conversion, we're tied with 11 seconds remaining first quarter, 14 apiece. Waits will tee it up at the 40, back deep. For East Rankin will be Colby Crotwell and Hayes Roden. I'm just used to saying Tyler Rhodes.
I got where you were going with that one.
Whenever I hear East Rankin, I just say Tyler Rhodes. So I think he's at Jones now, so I don't think he can score in this game. Waits will send it off. This one will be short of the goal line to Crotwell at the 5. He'll take it up the middle, looking for room, cutting, trying to get to the outside now. Nothing doing there. On the stop will be number 20, Wilson Benton for PCS. So it wasn't a touchback, but the ball will be placed at the 20 regardless. 20 on the tackle at the 20. 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll have one play, and then we'll have a break for the first quarter action.
Well, I thought it was pretty. Sorry, I thought it was pretty big, coming right back down and scoring. After East Rankin had done those 2 trick plays to score, and then we had turned it over, and they responded with another score, and just shows you the kind of the character and makeup of this team, just to come right back and put it back in the end zone to tie it up.
And East Rankin has problems getting lined up for the last play of the first quarter, and they will burn a timeout. We'll keep it here as we're getting set to go to the first quarter break. 3 seconds remaining, 14-14. Well, last week the first quarter score was 7-3, and we're out to 66-48. Tonight we're at 14-14. Anybody going to think 70 or 80 may be out of the question?
I'm going to go with no, but don't quote
you
me
on that.
Don't quote me on that. I haven't seen any reason to believe that this game won't, approach at least 800 to 900 yards of total offense between the two teams. Last week was well over 1,000 and well over 100 points combined. So I don't know. It could challenge. These are two pretty stout offenses again tonight. And really, we have the same defense we're putting on the field, and you never know. We'll see.
So East Rankin will send 4 receivers to the near side. Well, now make it 5. Weldon by himself, looking to speed sweep, and nothing doing there. Micah Griffin, Dakota Harvey, and Matthew Stevens all had a meeting at the quarterback there, dropping Weldon for a loss of about 3. That'll end the first quarter. With that break, we're going to take a quick pause and give you just a glimpse of what's coming your way, thanks to our production sponsor, Play On Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're going to try to dictate to you what you're going to do on both offense and defense. it's time to put the hats on and go get some work done.
So they're all going to look to make a statement early.
We're back here, and the first play is an option from Weldon. He pitches to Crotwell. Nice pursuit by the PCS defense, and several black shirts in there for a minimal gain by Crotwell. Drew, what are we looking at as far as numbers and stats for the first quarter?
Well, already PCS with 198 yards rushing, and so that's not too shabby for one quarter of play. And you combine that with 24 yards of passing, we're already over 200 yards total offense.
Keep up this pace, Coach Hawkins is going to have to re-turf the field from all the cleat marks. Trips to the near side. Weldon and Crotwell in the shotgun formation. Weldon will look to throw, being chased from the pocket. Tucks it to run now. Eludes Harvey. Now he's into the open field. Addison is the only man that will stop him. And he pushes him out inside the 45-yard line at the PCS 41-yard line. Several Bobcats had a chance to take him in the backfield, but you can't get one hand on this ball carrier and expect to bring him down.
Well, Weldon is clearly the offense for East Rankin. It's not just simple to say, well, let's stop Weldon. I mean, and we'll be fine. We had several opportunities in the backfield to bring him down, but he's just so shifty and quick. And then he's got straightaway speed too to go along with it. So he's got everything in the package.
I mentioned a little mini Cam Newton more recently. It looks more like a Michael Vick the way he's looking to pass. This one he lofts it far side up toward Heron, and Heron almost makes the interception. Crotwell came and just gave two arms in the chest as Chris Heron got a hand on the ball. I think if Heron would have taken a step in and gone up, may have got a pass interference call there. But nevertheless, the ball falls incomplete, 2nd and 10 for the Patriots.
That's one of those situations where your receiver has to play defense, and he did a pretty good job of it.
We'll see two backs, Crotwell off the left shoulder and Overby off the right for Weldon. Expect a little zone read here. That's what it is. Crotwell, right side. Griffin will be there to stop him at the 35-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. We'll set up a 3rd and 3 for East Rankin. And they'll go same formation here. A little bit of, I guess this is as power as East Rankin gets with two backs in the backfield. Weldon will give cadence, and now we'll have some adjustments coming in. Play clock at 12. As Weldon takes the snap. Give to Crotwell. Same play again. This time Stevens and I believe that's Fate Island in on defense. Combined on the stop. Fate Island, I guess, playing a little bit of a speed linebacker here.
Got to put a little speed in there to try to keep
Weldon.
up with Weldon, exactly. And I think that may be what is going through Coach Hawkins' head doing that.
We'll see trips go to the far side. That's Overby, Davis, and all the way out there is Parker. Now Parker will motion back into the slot. Pistol formation for Jacob Weldon. He'll zone read to Crotwell. Crotwell hit but falls forward across the 30 on the 4th down and 2 play. I think Stevens hit him right at the marker, but Crotwell was able to fall forward for the first down. Just across the 30-yard line.
That East Rankin offensive line is pretty much loaded with all seniors except for one. And so you can tell by the way their running game is that they're very solid and very experienced. And so this is a kind of a running battle between two very good running teams.
Clock hasn't stopped very much. Weldon passing here. Looking, he throw all the way down. Addison is there, breaking it up. Great play. Chris Addison had 2 receivers in the area.
Well, that was 2-on-1 there for Addison, and so he made the play. Not sure what happened there on defense. Must have been some sort of miscommunication on the left side of the field for Addison to be with two receivers, but he makes the play anyway.
Right, Addison, 2 receivers both had the hand up. Weldon thought, well, I can throw to one of them, and he can't get there, but Addison did a great job. Norton now in. Norton looking. This is Weldon scrambling again, trying to extend the play, trying to find his way. He throws this one out of bounds, but he's outside the pocket. Will be no grounding. Well, we've got a flag coming down, and there will be another late flag thrown in by the umpire. He had no receiver. There wasn't anybody on that side of the formation. The closest person in a white shirt was Dr. Smithers on the sideline.
Well, that's pretty funny, but I don't see how that's grounding anyway.
He's outside the tackle box.
He's outside the tackle box. He threw it
back
past
across the line of scrimmage.
That's not grounding. I'll take it because it's.
Well, you're right. They'll mark it off. It'll be intentional grounding, which comes with a loss of down. But if there's anything I've learned this year, it's each and every week I get taught a new rule in the playbook, in the rule book, I should say.
We'll take it. It's a loss of down, and it's third and forever.
Third and Forest County just about here. Weldon will be in the backfield with Overby. Crotwell will be split in the trips formation. He'll look. He'll throw quickly on the slant. Great play by Broadhead to break it up. But diving is Peyton Cross to bring the ball in, but he'll be short of the original line of scrimmage at the 35. So it'll be 4th and 15. Under 9 to play in the half, but I can't see the kicker doesn't have the leg to go here, and Weldon punting here will be a sure touchback. So for an extra 15 yards, you might as well go for this here.
Well, East Rankin's already pulled out 2 trick plays. It'll be interesting to see with a 4th and 15 if they've got another one to get the first down or a touchdown.
Shotgun for Weldon, trips to the far side. He'll look that way. He throws that way. Heron goes up. Peyton Cross out jumps him. It was a jump ball between Peyton Cross and Chris Heron, and Peyton Cross just jumped about 3 inches higher than Heron and brought the ball down. Well, might as well go for it, and it turns into a 1st and goal situation for East Rankin with 8 minutes to play in the half.
Well, no reason to go with a trick play if you can just toss the ball up and catch it for a first down. So that was a huge play for East Rankin.
So Weldon will set the offense up inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal. Pistol will be option. Weldon and Crotwell coming right. Great pursuit. Could be a loss on the play. They had Crotwell dead to rights back at the 16-yard line, but he's able to cut it back and get about a half a yard gain on that play somehow. Excellent play by Crotwell there to just get what he could and actually turned it into a productive run. They'll send trips far side. Shotgun this time instead of the pistol. Weldon looking to throw. He'll throw out of the backfield to Crotwell on the flare, cutting back at the goal line. He's pushing, trying to spin forward, but Broadhead and Addison will deny him entry into the end zone. Ball placed at the 2. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, and this is Jacob Weldon territory as we're under 7 to play in the half. Well, I guess everywhere's Jacob Weldon territory, but as I said earlier, this is where I wouldn't think anybody else touches this.
Well, I would think they would go with him twice here on 3rd and 4th down if they don't get it on 3rd down.
Absolutely. Field goals aren't going to do a whole lot of good unless it's the last possession. Rolling right, now running left, cutting, middle, now back left again before a black curtain of Bobcats swallows him up back at the 8-yard line. Great pursuit there by Micah Griffin and Dakota Harvey.
That was an interesting play call on 3rd down and 3 to get a touchdown. And they called a pass play where we haven't stopped Weldon yet on the quarterback keeper. And interesting to go with that play, and anyway, it played in our advantage.
So we'll have a field goal attempt now. Weldon will spot the ball at the 13-yard line. 23-yard attempt for J.D. Houston on the far hash. Kick is up. It's high enough. It's long enough and straight enough. Well, a little bit of a moral victory there, I guess you call it, as J.D. Houston puts that one in for 3 points and a 17-14 lead. But as we mentioned, field goals aren't going to do a whole lot of good as the way this game has been going. You need to get 6 points and as many times as possible.
Yeah, that was a mini win for us by holding them to a field goal. And you never know, maybe that can build a little confidence with the defense. Been giving up too many big plays, and that goes back to last week, just giving up big play after big play. And something needs to change, and it just starts with finishing tackles and not making missed assignments. There was a couple of times there where we had one cornerback defending 2 receivers, and that stuff just can't happen if you're going to be a solid defense.
So Island and Norton will treat to get this kickoff from Nichols. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half, and you'd like to see a good drive here from PCS to secure a halftime lead, but we'll see how this drive plays out. That field goal from Houston have been the only points so far in the second quarter. Nichols approach and kick, line drive low, will bounce to the 10 and go into the end zone. Well, Norton fielded it at the 1. Coming out, he's got a little bit of room. Oh, a flag comes in late as Norton was cutting back, and he almost broke that one. He returns it out to the 22, and we'll check what the flag indicates. Not a pointing both directions. I got to believe this goes against PCS here.
More than likely a hold or a block in the back.
It'll be another holding call against PCS. So 5:40, and they'll have to go almost a distance here, but that'll put them, that penalty will place the ball inside the 15 at the 12-yard line. So 88 yards for PCS to go take a halftime lead. Rand Henderson will come to the near side. Flex formation for Patterson. He'll send Jones in motion. This is fake to Island. It's Sigris up the middle, up near the 20-yard line. Good first down yardage there of about 8. We'll see where they spot it. Just shy of the 20. It'll be second and we'll call it second and 4. So a 6-yard gain there from Sigris as Island will check out and Morgan, the tight end, will check in. We'll see a split backfield. We'll go flex again here as Young will spell Island. Young in motion. Counter to Jones. He's been good on this play so far tonight, trying to cut back. He's got the first down up at the 25-yard line, under 5 to play here. He's had such good luck cutting that ball back against the grain, against the pursuit. But I think maybe he cut that one back a little bit too far as he almost doubled back to the original side of the scrimmage that he started on. 1st and 10, Bobcats.
Well, we've got plenty of time even running the ball with 4.5 minutes left. The way we've been running it to go down and score and still be time left on the clock. So, this could be a very successful drive right here.
Island on the end around. He's into the open territory at the 30. Trying to find room. He's still weaving his way across the 40 to the 43-yard line. So that'll be another first down. Nifty running there from Fade Island.
Well, it's been interesting to watch him the past 2 weeks without a wet, muddy field. And there were a couple of cutbacks there that he wouldn't have been able to do the first 3 weeks of the season when the field was a mud pit.
Island breaks free down the sideline. He's pushed out inside the 35. So 4 minutes, and PCS is in business in East Rankin territory. I formation for Island this time. Sigris will get the handoff and approach the 30-yard line. Short gain of about 3 on the play.
And like I mentioned a minute ago, you know, it's just even running the football, we've got plenty of time with how much yardage we can gain in 1 or 2 runs. You know, we haven't even taken 2 minutes off the clock yet on this drive.
2nd and 8 for Patterson in the offense. Counter to Island back near side. He's got the first down. He could go. One man to beat is Crotwell, and a flag will come in late from the back judge. Island was down to the 6-yard line. It'll set up 1st and goal. We'll check the penalty marker on the play. Not sure what the penalty was there. It's going to be a face mask. But we saw Fate Island with the stiff arm. Personal foul, face mask against East Rankin. So that'll be a half the distance to the goal. It should set up PCS with 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Well, we talked about, like to see, you wonder if there's enough time. Well, sure thing. 3 minutes and 26 seconds left. PCS has marched 85 yards and is on the doorstep at the 3. They'll flex here with Sigris behind Patterson. Sigris on the toss. He'll get into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the night. Lee Sigris with a hat trick. Touchdown PCS. 3:12 remaining in the half.
Sigris, he just makes it, like I said earlier, he just makes it look so easy. And, you know, I would be interested to know, I'm going to have to go back and check his total touchdowns on the season. I would be willing to bet it's up around 20.
Interesting development we have here. We have an official's timeout. Colby Crotwell was in on trying to tackle Sigris, and he came up a little wobbly there, and he's having to be walked off the field. You can be talked about it. Weldon is the number 1 offensive option, but Crotwell is right there behind him, and he's been on several plays. He stopped Fate Island from scoring. This will be interesting to see if we'll see 22 in white back on the field as Waits attempts this extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. 21-17, your Bobcats have the lead with 3:12 remaining, first half of play. We'll pause for just a moment and be back to finish off the first half of football here on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here at Bobcat Stadium in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, as PCS is about set to kick off with a 21-17 lead. Weldon will replace Crotwell returning this kick. That's dangerous. If ever Troy Waits needed to put one in the end zone, it's right here. Also back now, we have two new returners, I should say. Number 4, Luke Yancey. Waits kick, end over end. The kick is blown dead. We have a flag from the far side judge as PCS with offsides on the kickoff. So that'll pretty much take any chance of a touchback out of the way here. A 5-yard penalty will kick off from the 35. And that's not what you want to see with 13 in white back there set to receive.
No, anytime he can put his hands on the ball, it makes you cringe a little bit. And so it's going to be interesting here. 3 minutes left. That they've got plenty of time to go down and score anyway. But with a good return, they'll have basically all day to put the ball in the end zone.
And we'll see what Waits does here with 5 extra yards left to kick. He'll send this one in over and better kick this time from Waits. And this will be Philip Parker at his own 5, up the middle. Now cutting right and chasing him down from behind is Chris Herron. Excellent special teams tackle from Herron there. East Rankin will take over with 3 minutes remaining in the half at their own 25-yard line. I'm trying to see if Crotwell has made his way back onto the field yet. He's in the huddle with the offense, and he will come back on the play. Good to see that young man back in this contest and not seriously injured. Weldon and Crotwell in the pistol. There'll be 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Weldon looking to throw. Winford pressuring. He'll step up. Now back. Floats it to Crotwell along the sideline. And Jones will force him out shy of the 40. Crotwell ran a little flare out of the backfield. And when he saw Weldon turn up the field, he just ran down the sideline and he floated on their little back shoulder throw almost to Crotwell.
It's pretty amazing how accurate Weldon is on the run. He's done that same type of pass 2 or 3 times and has been, very accurate on each throw.
This will swing out of the backfield to Crotwell again. He's hit and dropped by Morgan. Gain of about a yard on the play. 2nd and 9. Under 3 now. 2:35 remaining. Importantly, keeps him in bounds. And the clock continues to run. They'll call him down for a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. Shotgun with Weldon. 3 to the far side, 1 near side. He's rolling left, throws it out to Yancey. Yancey spinning up shy of the 45. Good tackle there from Robbie Broadhead. Another tackle inbounds will keep the clock running. Call it a gain of 6, 3rd and 5 for the Patriots.
It's kind of interesting on this drive. East Rankin's kind of started rolling Weldon out a little more. It seemed like the first few drives that he was just kind of sitting in the pocket and then just running when the pocket collapsed.
They'll flip the formation. 3 come to the near side. Across the middle, Yancey. I think that's incomplete. Yancey tried to make the diving play. Norton came across and tried to deflect that one away. It'll be 4th and 5 for ERA. We'll see what they do here. Ball at their own 40, 44 and a half.
I would think they'd have to punt or at least line up like they're punting. And maybe fake it like they did last time. But
yeah, they'll send special teams units in. PCS trying to get off the field in a hurry. They'll get there. Weldon again, punter and quarterback. This is a low snap. He'll kick this one. Wobbly end over end. Will land at the 21 and get a Patriot roll inside the 15 and go dead at the 13-yard line. Well, 13-yard line, so that's 87 to go with 1 minute and 24 seconds remaining.
Kind of interesting. Highland looked like he was tying his shoe or something on the ground when they're in the punt. He wasn't paying attention, I know that. And he really didn't have any chance to receive it. I don't know, maybe Fate maybe hurt, or I don't know, the officials called timeout to check him out.
Yeah, the officials, we're trying to see who they're checking on.
It's Fate. Something wrong. I don't know if he's cramping
Maybe.
up or.
So they'll send Fate Island off, and I think Jones will spell him. I don't know what. Coach Hawkins is a little confused as to why he was disqualified from this play. And athletic trainer Rusty Hines will get a check. I formation with Jones behind Sygrist. They'll give to Sygrist. He's into the secondary. Cutting back across the 30. Nice gain there from Lee Sygrist. And Coach Hawkins will use a timeout here with 1:18 to play in the half. And a good start there to get out of the shadow of your own goalpost. Nice play call there from Coach Hawkins.
I'd kind of look for, with only 1 minute left, 1:15 left here in the first half, I'd look for, I think we have to put it in the air somewhat. It's asking a little too much to go 67 yards in a minute on the ground, but
when you get 20 yards to carry, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, the way we've been running it lately, I mean, it's not unbelievable to think that, but maybe kind of that little play action we've been doing to the tight end down the middle of the field, something like that might be successful here. Just any sort of play action, I think, with how well we've been running the ball is a good bet to gain some yards.
We'll see. Addison will be the wide out to the near side. Young in the slot. Most likely an I formation here. As we see Sygrist and Fate Island now back into the contest. Single safety deep. Patterson draw play to Fate. Trying to get to the edge. Caught from behind. Overby. Brylan Overby might have saved the touchdown right there. PCS trying to hurry up now. It's 1:05 and counting. They'll hurry to the ball. Split receivers, I formation. 2nd and 2. Counter play, Island. Cutting. He's across midfield and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. First and 10. Well, say he stepped out just shy of the 45 at the 46. And we'll see Henderson in. And I'm not 51 seconds show on the clock. Jonathan Burks also checking in. We'll go wide to the far side of the field. Sygrist the lone back as Stephen Jones is in the slot. Patterson would give to Jones on the end around. Trying to weave his way to the first down marker. He'll come up at the 40 down there. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4, and PCS will burn their second timeout.
I'll give a little more detailed stats at halftime, but just wanted to say that PCS is over 300 yards already in rushing here in the first half. So a game's worth of rushing already in the first half, and then some.
So we'll have 2nd and 4 for the Bobcats with 43 seconds left. You'll need about, I would say, a good 15 yards here to put Troy Waits in a comfortable position for a field goal here to give it a touchdown.
What's a field goal?
Well, you don't want to see a field goal, but
no, it would be nice. No, don't get me wrong. But we haven't seen a field goal in in a while.
It's been a few weeks.
It's been touchdown.
Actually,
touchdown.
Troy had our first possession last week. Troy kicked a field goal.
He did.
PCS scored on 10 of 11 possessions last week.
Not bad.
Counter to Island. They love this play. He's into the secondary, threw one tackle. He eluded one tackler, only to be tripped up by that turf monster again at the 30-yard line. They'll pause the clock long enough to reset the change at 37 seconds. PCS will line up quickly. Island will come off, and Jones will step in. And they'll wind the clock 35, 34. Patterson will take the snap, bobbles the snap, gives to Jones. Counter play. He's across the 20 and out of bounds. Well, he'll be out of bounds shy of the 20 to 21-yard line. It'll be near a first down. I don't think he got there. He needed to cross the 20 to get the first down. He'll be about a yard short, yard and a half short. Call it 2nd and 2 at the 21-yard line. Well, you're in field goal range here, 27 seconds. Still a lot of time left. Got one timeout. Henderson and Burks will be the split receivers. Flex it now with Cygris behind Patterson. Reversing Young, reverse pass, looking to throw. Young looking, he'll throw downfield and wide of his intended target, Burks. And it looked like after he released that ball, a defensive lineman from East Rankin gave him a shot out of bounds, and Young is down on the sidelines being looked at by trainer Rusty Hines. I don't know if you can call a roughing the passer penalty on a running back, but Young took a shot there, and he'll have to take a break as we'll see Norton check in. He'll go wide to the far side of the field. 21 seconds. They'll toss to Allen, fake the reverse. Little JA play there from Allen, and he'll go into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. Coach Hawkins took off sprinting down the other side of the field. He knew that one would work. As soon as Allen faked the toss, he took off sprinting, did Coach Hawkins down the sideline. 14 seconds left, and PCS is on the board, 27-17. With Waits, extra point on the way.
Well, we just went down the entire field with about a minute and a half left in the half. And with all running plays, by the way.
Troy Waits puts this one through the uprights for the 28th Bobcat point of the night. And PCS has an 11-point lead at the half. Coming up at the half, we will try to get some thoughts from Coach Hawkins. As he heads into the halftime locker room to talk to his squad.
Well, we had, I believe we had 24 points at the half last week.
24-21.
Got 28 now. So, I don't know. We're on pace to beat it.
Yeah. They said they rewrote the record books. We won't. The ink hasn't quite dried just yet.
Not really.
Well, with that touchdown, you got to be careful right here. An 11-point lead, and PCS has shown a tendency with 2-point leads late in clock counts to kind of let up and let big plays happen. Waits will send this one off to Crotwell into the end zone, and he won't have a chance to return it. So no big return here for East Rankin, but like we said, 14 seconds, you got to be careful. That number 13 in white, he can break one open, and he's got that speed. He could take a snap and run and score before that 14 seconds is up.
Oh, I would think that would be the last thing that we would let happen here.
I would definitely believe that you'll see two defensive backs from PCS standing at midfield here or somewhere in that vicinity.
3 or 4. I mean, let them have 50 yards. Let them run around for a while.
Addison and Norton are 20 yards off the ball deep. Jones is about 15 yards off the ball. They'll send two receivers to each side. Weldon under center. He'll take the snap and take a knee. So a mild approach there from East Rankin. They'll take an 11-point deficit into the half, regroup, and try to come out here and halt this PCS attack. PCS will try to regroup the defense at the half, try to slow down the explosive Jacob Weldon. We'll take a break and be right back with some stats. Try to get a word with Coach Hawkins. You're listening to PCS Football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here live at Bobcat Stadium. We're at halftime. As you see our score there, or excuse me, you don't see the score. Give me just 1 second. We'll get that corrected. Now you see that score. PCS leads 28-17 over East Rankin here at halftime. We talked about the track meet we had last week. We got a little bit of one going on here, and Drew's got some stats for us here at the first half mark. Drew?
Well, it's kind of the highlight of the game for me to start talking about stats, it's the reason for that is just the numbers that we're putting up. They're unreal. PCS already has a game's worth of yardage in the first half, a total of over 400 yards already, about 410 here in the first half, and that's just, you can't. It's hard to say. Well, East Rankin's defense is terrible. Was not. They're not. We're doing this consistently. We're mounting up the yardage. It's like every week it gets better somehow, and you're sitting there thinking how. Sygrist and Fate Island, they're getting 150 yards and they get 170, and it's just like, well, how can they keep doing better? Fate with over 250 last week. But anyway, just some individual numbers. Stephen Jones, 6 carries, 79 yards, no touchdowns. Stephen averaged 13 yards per carry. Fate Island, he had 9 carries for 159 yards in the first half for an average of 18 per carry and a touchdown. And, 159 yards in the first half, you're like, wow, that's amazing. But then you're thinking, well, this is Fate Island, and, not that big of a surprise. And Lee Sygrist, of course, you can't forget him. He had 11 carries for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. So in the first half, you've got two running backs well over 100 yards combined with 4 touchdowns between them. And you've got another running back with 79 yards on 6 carries. So, it's amazing the numbers that we keep putting up. And I think it's more impressive when you consider how consistent the numbers are week to week. And, normally if I'm looking at somebody else's team and I'm like, wow, that's an unbelievable number. But, I'm getting kind of used to it. I don't know about you, but it's just amazing how this is becoming the norm for a PCS football game. And, I'm eagerly waiting to see what the stats say at the end of this game to see if they're better than last. Because I believe last week we had over 650 yards of total offense. Fate Island had 264
of those himself.
Of those himself. Well, he's on track to beat that so far, and we'll see if he gets there.
He was Play On Sports. Our production does they cover schools nationwide, and of all the schools encompassing, this is over 15,000 schools across the country. Fate Island was named the number 2 top performer last week of the Play On Network. An impressive.
I'd hate to play against number 1. I don't know how you top that.
Some local scores we have for you. Columbia is up on Silliman at half, 20-0. Starkville leads Hillcrest 35-0 at the half. Forest County AHS is up on Purvis 14-0 at halftime.
I've had a little inside scoop of that game. Been turnover fest for Purvis in the first half. So that's
Hattiesburg leads Harrison Central 10-0 in the first quarter. Trying to get some more MAIS scores for you. Jackson Academy, interesting score here. Jackson Academy is playing Lamar School tonight, and at the half in that game, JA has a 14-10 lead, so a narrow margin to watch there. Washington School and MRA tied at 14 apiece at the half. Again, Hattiesburg up 10-0 in the first quarter over Harrison Central. Simpson Academy leads Silva Bay 35-6 at half. And like you said, Forest County in the second quarter ahead of Purvis 14-0. Well, we had a chance to grab Coach Hawkins heading into the halftime locker room. Our student reporters on the sidelines tonight is Zay Speed, and Zay had a chance. Zay had a chance to catch up with Coach Hawkins just before he went to the halftime locker room to collect his thoughts and see what adjustments he might make.
Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, we make everything a little hard. You know, we get a 3 and out, and dadgummit if we don't get on their wide receiver and they throw a pass on 4th down, which is my fault. That's my fault. And then we couldn't stop them for a while. 13's running around like a deer, but we made some gutsy plays. We're running the ball hard. I wouldn't trade 17-22 for anybody in the country. And we made some great plays, and we had some nice runs out of number 1, out of number 9, out of 23. So we're moving the ball around, but gosh, we need some stops this second half and keep him off the board. But you know, we got a lot of work to do.
Any adjustments you need to put in to hold the lead in the second half?
Yeah, tackle 13. We got to tackle 13, Zay. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Well, you heard Coach Hawkins there mention it. Any adjustments? Yeah, tackle 13. So not going unnoticed is Jacob Welding. We're going to take a moment to recognize a couple of our sponsors. First, the PCS Booster Club. We want to take a moment just to say thank you for all your continued support of PCS athletics over the years. All the success that your Bobcats have is a direct result of your tireless efforts and sacrifice. If you'd like more information on how to get involved with the PCS Booster Club, just call the school office and they will take care of you there. The paw print. The next time you're out at Bobcat Stadium, just stop by the corner of the concession stand. Look up for the paw print sign. Inside, you'll find all things Bobcat, from mugs and T-shirts to spirit wear and car tags. And for your convenience, they are now accepting most major credit cards. The paw print is the place to find all your PCS gear for the athletic year. We'll pause just a moment, take a break, catch our breath, and get ready to bring you the second half of action. We're about a minute and a half away from kickoff. You're listening to PCS Football on the Bobcat Sports Network. Welcome back here. We're back from halftime and about set. Getting ready to get the second half underway. Officials are trying to get everything lined up. Teams are gathering. PCS will kick off to begin the second half. They have a 28-17 lead. over East Rankin. Well, we heard from Coach Hawkins, and he said, we make everything hard, been able to run the ball very much. You heard the stats from Drew. On the ground so far, been a great night for PCS. But the one thing Coach Hawkins said, any kind of adjustment, he said, we got to tackle 13. So we've mentioned his name in the pregame. We mentioned him throughout the first half, and it's still the goal. You got to know where 1-3 is. Waits will kick off from going right to left to begin this third quarter, and East Rankin will have the ball to start. Back deep, Crotwell and Parker for the Patriots.
We were able to limit East Rankin to a field goal and no points the last 2 drives of the first half. So it'd be interesting to see if we can continue that success starting in the second half.
Squib kick fielded by Peyton Cross at about the 20, and he'll be pushed all the way out to the sideline, about the 27-yard line, brought down there by number 26, Dustin Webster. Was one of the first Bobcats on the scene for the tackle. We're going to take a look at the defensive starters. I don't think we gave you your starters on the defensive side of the football. We'll do that after this play. Kind of get you an idea of some key players. You're hearing a lot of names, but there's no way I can mention all the names that are making plays for this defense. Weldon will be in the shotgun with Crotwell to his left. He'll send Parker in motion. He'll come behind Weldon. This is counter lead to Crotwell. Cutting. Eludes the diving Micah Griffin. Hunter Norton, and finally chased down from behind and brought down by Dakota Harvey. And we'll get a glimpse of the defensive starters for PCS. Robbie Morgan, Allen Winford, Tyler Henderson, Michael Cooper, and Justin Giroux up front. Harvey and Micah Griffin got the start for Will Parrish tonight, as he is back healthy now. And we'll see Weldon. They'll go power with Parker and Crotwell off each shoulder. Counter. This is Crotwell going right side. He'll be across the 50, near the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot. I think he's about the length of the football short. It'll be 2nd and inches. Call it 2nd and 1 for East Rankin inside Bobcat territory.
Well, both teams having some success with that counter run play, and we basically drove the whole length of the field right there at the end of the first half doing that, and looks like East Rankin's trying to do the same thing to open up the second half.
Shotgun 2 backs. This is Crotwell again, right side. Looks like they found something here. Norton will trip up the ball carrier shy of the 40-yard line. It'll be enough for a first down for East Rankin.
Well, with all this running, one thing's for sure, it's going to be a fairly quick game. Again, we've had some quick ones. Not last week, way too much scoring, I guess, but the previous games where we had so much running, the clock just, it never stops.
Same formation, Weldon. He'll give to Crotwell again. Same play. So that's 3 in a row there, and Crotwell a good game. About 6 on the play.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go. Find a little success here, and East Rankin is pounding away at that. We'll see Tanner McGowan checking in 2nd and a long 3. Ball's between yard lines. We'll call it 3 yards. As now we'll see 2 bigger backs with Parker off the left side, and I believe that is Overby. This is Parker. Same play that Crotwell's been running. He'll be close to a first down, depend on the spot. It's Robbie Morgan finished off the ball carrier. I think he's about a half yard short, so another 2nd and 1. 4 yards of play seems to be a common thread here for the East Rankin offense early in the third quarter. Under 9.5 to play in the third quarter. We'll call it 3rd and 1 for the Patriots. Now we'll see him go trips. To the far side, single back behind Weldon is Overby off his right shoulder. Weldon will keep it right side, cutting back. He's got the first down, but not much more than that before Jones, Norton, and Harvey, as well as Micah Griffin, drop him inside the 30-yard line.
Well, it looked like East Rankin tried to fix it there. They went to a different play with Weldon just keeping it, and we almost got him in the backfield. And I guess we've said that all night, saying almost got Weldon, and he's able to get the first down anyway.
Under 9 to play. The snap to Weldon. He'll keep it left side now. Finds a crease in the defense before stumbling, coming up short of the first down. Gain of 7 on the play. Well, call it 2nd and 4 for the Patriots. Gain of 6. I think his knee dragged down before the ball hit, so 2nd and 4. A lot of time going off the clock. 8.5 minutes remaining here, so almost 4 minutes off this first drive. East Rankin play clock under 10 seconds now. They'll go back to the pistol. Parker behind Weldon. That's Overby, excuse me. He'll look to throw, rolling left, now cutting upfield, across the middle, through the hands of Peyton Cross and into the hands of one receiver. Now they'll wave it. It goes through about 3 different sets of hands there. It went through the hands of Peyton Cross, through the hands of Chris Addison, then finally through the hands of Will Hike before it found the turf incomplete. Stopping the clock for the first time since the opening kickoff at 8:02. 3rd and 4, East Rankin.
That was mass chaos. Nobody could ever get hands on the ball, and we almost had an interception there.
Weldon keeping left. He slips down back at the 30, losing his footing. That'll drop him back near the original line of scrimmage, and we'll have a long 3rd down play here. 3rd and 9, loss of 5 yards on the play. 4th and 9.
I still think it's pretty interesting that we never stopped that counter play. It was getting 7, 8, 10 yards of play, and they haven't gone back to it since then.
They'll go for it here. PCS, nobody deep. They'll man up on the outside, looking to throw as Weldon down the sideline. Got a man there. Addison goes up. Great play there from senior Chris Addison. And I know his grandfather, Robert Ross, is watching and got to appreciate that play there from the senior defensive back.
Chris, he's been kind of absent offensively, but not many passes are being thrown, so he doesn't really have a chance to do much. But defensively, he has been everywhere tonight.
Several key pass breakups on the evening.
A couple times with him playing defense against 2 wide receivers, and so Addison has done very well at the cornerback position tonight.
I formation as the turnover on downs gives the ball to PCS. Island on the draw play. Not much room to run here. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and not much more. We'll see Jones and Henderson checking in now. Clock rolls under 7 minutes left. Actually, we'll give Allen a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 on the play. They'll flex formation. Speed motion. They'll counter it to Jones. Jones, across the 35 before one man, Philip Parker, brings him down. Looked like Jones was getting into the open field, about to put that foot in the ground and head to the south end zone there before Philip Parker brings him down. It'll set up 3rd and 2 for the PCS offense. Young will split to the near side. Addison far side. I formation. Island behind Sygrist. They'll counter it back to Island. Love this play tonight. Island breaking free across midfield, trying to find blockers. The 40 to the 30, weaving his way, stumbling, almost breaks it. Falls down to the 19-yard line. Fate Island running loose, running free from the Bobcat backfield. First down in the red zone for the Bobcats.
Oh, that run right there, I believe, put Fade over 200 yards. And we're still in the third quarter. So just more impressive numbers from
We
Fade.
thought 264 was impressive last week. Under 6 to play. This is Sigris now looking for touchdown number 4. He'll have it. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Well, I don't know what you call 4 scores in hockey. I know 3 is the hat trick, but Sigris has 4 touchdowns.
Well, I'm gonna venture a guess here. You know, you got a 12 is a dozen, 13's a baker's dozen. So I guess can we call it a baker's hat trick? I don't know.
I guess.
One extra there, one to grow on. Waits extra point on the way. Up, long and true. 35-17 PCS. Getting a little breathing room here over East Rankin, but you don't want to give Weldon a whole lot of spare room to operate. Under 6 here in the third quarter after PCS. And Waits will tee it up at the 40 to send this one away. So Sigers with his 4th touchdown. I guess he got a little jealous of Fate last week scoring 5. Said, I got you here. Waits, not extra point. This is a sidewinding kickoff. Will go into the end zone for another touchback. And when you think about these running backs, and you heard Coach Hawkins mention at halftime in his interview with Zay Speed, he said, I wouldn't trade 17 and 22 for anybody in the country. Well, they have put up some impressive numbers, albeit. But what the scary thought is not that they have maxed out their potential or anything like that. This is a junior and a sophomore. They'll be back another year, and Fate's back 2 years. That's a scary thought. We'll have a timeout
Definitely.
on the field.
It's hard to kind of wrap your mind around it, but that's the truth.
We'll take a break, pause, and get a sneak preview of a few things coming your way from the Play On Sports Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We're back here on the Bobcat Sports Network. As East Rankin is set to begin this drive at their own 20, they'll go with the 2 running back shotgun formation that was so successful last time. The same play, counter to Crotwell off that right side. And he'll get up to the 25. 5-yard gain on the play. Tackle made by Allen Winford. And if you can't get enough PCS Athletics Bobcats fans, you can now follow all PCS sports on Twitter. Just go to www.twitter.com/PCS_sports and sign up for feeds. Get live scoring updates, news and information, schedule changes, and more for all PCS sports. That's PCS_sports on Twitter. Weldon will take the snap. This is Parker weaving his way. Same play. Micah Griffin stuffs him for a gain of 2 on this one.
Well, that counter hasn't been quite as successful the first 2 plays here, and the first series of the first half for East Rankin, we never really stopped it, and they got away from it for some reason, and we were able to get them to turn it over on downs. But Pretty big play right here, 3rd and 2.
This is Weldon getting free. Stephen Jones will chase him down. A flag comes in behind the play.
That would be in the holding area.
Yeah, when that white hat throws a flag, it's typically a holding.
Which would be huge. Which would be huge.
Yeah, Weldon on 3rd and 2 there broke free and got the first down. It'll be a hold. It's the indication. And they'll back that one up. It'll be a 3rd and 12 for East Rankin inside their own 20. 4:22 showing, 3rd quarter clock. So a little bit of momentum there from East Rankin to get out of the shadow of their goalpost, get moving in the right direction, only to have a little bit of penalty woes bring them backwards. We'll see Weldon and Parker in the backfield with 3 receivers to the far side of the formation. Crotwell is in the near slot. Pistol for Weldon. Looking to throw. He'll throw across the middle, overshoots it. Oh, almost intercepted by Chris Addison. Overshoots Crotwell. And Chris Addison just couldn't get his fingertips underneath that one. 4th and 12, another stop there from the PCS defense.
I believe that was Tyler Henderson that came busting through the middle of the offensive line there and put a hand in the face of Weldon and kind of forced him to throw it earlier than he wanted to.
Weldon gets off a sidewinding point, gets a good bounce here. We'll go across the 50. We got a flag on the play, however. Flag thrown on the near sideline at about the 15-yard line, back at the line of scrimmage, and we'll see what that flag will indicate.
Probably offsides or illegal formation, I would think, coming from the side.
And they're talking to Coach Hawkins, so I would think they would back them up, make them kick it again. Yeah, illegal formation. Well, they'll decline it and take the ball. I guess you don't want to put the ball in Weldon's hands more than you have to. So it'll be 1st and 10 PCS, ball at their own 42-yard line. Henderson will be the wide out to the near side. We'll see Jones and Island flexed with Sigris behind Patterson. Jones motions. Island on the end around, cutting back. He's across the 50 before he's dragged down from behind by Blake Hall. It just is, it's almost amazing to see him. He puts a foot in the ground, and then he's 8 yards downfield in 2 steps. It's just impressive to watch this young running back do his thing. 2nd and 1, as Island wasn't quite able to move the chains. Addison will be the wide out near side, Young far side. Patterson bobbles a snap. He'll keep this one. He runs free into the secondary. Broken play ends up in a big gainer for Daniel Patterson.
Patterson, he's an athlete in himself. I mean, he doesn't get the opportunity to run the ball like somebody like Weldon does from East Rankin, but Patterson, he can run when he has the opportunity.
Shows it right there with a 20-yard gain. With 3:03 remaining 3rd quarter. We'll reset that same formation and see if they might go back to the same play here. Under center is Patterson. Counter right side now. This is Island. Trying to drag defenders, but he'll come up short of the 20. Just shy of the 20. Gain of 7 on the play will be 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3 for the Bobcats, and we'll have an official's timeout. Looks like we've got an East Rankin player down injured. That's Phillip Parker, one of the key running backs for East Rankin. So we've seen Colby Crotwell go down for a few plays, and now Phillip Parker will have to check out of the game. Looks like it's just a cramp, though. It's a very humid night. And with that timeout, our clock reads 2 minutes, 35 seconds. We'll give a couple shout-outs to a couple of our sponsors. First of all, the PCS Booster Club, we want to say thank you for all the sacrifices that you do, all the things seen and unseen, known and unknown for all PCS athletics. And the Paw Print Store. Go by and check them out for all your PCS gear. I formation, 2 tight ends for Island. They'll give it to him left side. Weaving, cutting, spinning, and finally brought down at the 16-yard line by a few white shirts. And we'll wind down inside 2 minutes. That'll move the chains. First down, PCS in the Patriot red zone. Rand Henderson will check out. Tyler Young will check in. Jones will be the tight end. We'll go 2 tight ends to the near side. Or Jones actually be a flanker off that side. Split backfield with Island and Sygrist. They'll bring it back to Island. Eludes the defenders in the backfield, cutting it back. He's at the goal line. He's in, but we've got a Lennon on the lawn. Penalty flag on the play. Hold everything.
Well, that was a nice run anyway by Fate. I don't know if they're going to call a hold or not. East Rankin almost had their first loss, tackle for loss there.
I think they're going to call an illegal formation play here. Like they're saying, that receiver had to be back off the line of scrimmage. So they'll back it up a few yards. Back it up 5. Do it all again. First and 15 with 1:47 seconds remaining third quarter. Been a very quick third quarter. East Rankin has gone 2 possessions and out. PCS scored on their first possession of the quarter and is just outside the 20 on this, their second possession. Winding down the last minutes of the third quarter. Counter left to Island, stumbling forward across the 20. Like he lost his footing there and went down. Short gain on the play. 2nd and 14 for the Bobcats.
Well, that'll hurt his yards per carry. That one right there has been about 20.
Burks will be the wide out to the near side. That's Jonathan Burks. Chris Addison wide out to the far side. I formation behind Patterson. Patterson will roll out. He's got all the time in the world. He'll run it to the 10. He'll pause, tries to elude a defender, but Crotwell knocks him out inside the 10. That'll stop the clock at 52 seconds, and we'll see where they'll spot it. Looks like he's about 4 yards short of a first down. We'll bring up a 3rd and 4 in what most likely will be the last play or 2 of the third quarter. We'll see Stephen Jones check in. And Chris Addison will get a breather here. Jonathan Burks will be to the near side. Split out. And this will be the same formation that was called back on the Island touchdown with Jones, the wing back, to the near side. It's the toss to Fate. Trying to find a seam, cuts back. He's at the goal line. Did he get in? He's got the first down. I think he is down at about the 1-yard line. He'll come up just shy. It's like Colby Crotwell saved a touchdown there from Fate Island. He'll be 1st and goal at the 1. And we'll see Tyler Henderson checking in as Michael Cooper will trot to the sideline for a little bit of a breather here. Michael Cooper done a great job filling in for starting left tackle Logan McBride. He's still recovering from a dislocated kneecap. And it'll be our power eye with Island behind Henderson and Sygrist. They'll give to Sygrist, and he's in for number 5 on the night. Fate got 5 last week. Lee says, I see you, brother. I'll get my 5 this week.
He has definitely answered the call for sure. Lee, Fate kind of did all the work on that drive, getting the ball down to the end zone or the goal line. And Lee says, I'll finish it all for you.
41 points on the board with 20 seconds remaining third quarter. And John Woods will be handling the kicking duties on this play. John's extra point is up and good. John did a great job filling in for Troy in the first few games of the year when Troy was injured, and Coach Hawkins wants to let John know, just, you still got a role in this team and still want to keep you in shape just in case Troy struggles down the road. John's extra point is up and good. So 42-17 is our score. PCS outpacing East Rankin early here in the third quarter. It seems to have taken this game in complete control. And Waits will handle the kickoff duties. Still, Crotwell and Parker deep. Philip Parker back in the game after cramping on that last drive. So we'll most likely see a kick return here and then one more snap to end the third quarter. Waits will approach and send this one off. End over end kick comes down to Crotwell at the 1. He'll lose the handle, pick it up at the 5. Trying to find daylight, cuts back, and Chris Herron will drop him at the 16-yard line. That's where the East Rankin offense will begin this possession. Cody Rosser also in on the stop there. Good special teams time for Cody Rosser, Lee Smith, Robert Upton, and Austin Riles.
I'd just like to point out that really since the first quarter, the defense has really stepped up and made some plays, made some stops. East Rankin has only scored 3 points since the first quarter. And they scored on a trick play, 2 trick plays on the first drive, and the second one was off a turnover by us. So defense has stepped up the rest of the game.
Weldon in shotgun formation. He'll keep it left side. Eludes the first defender. Preston Austin hit him in the backfield but was unable to bring him down. But Matthew Stevens and Micah Griffin combined to drop him for a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. That'll end the third quarter. Fourth quarter action coming up. We'll pause for just a moment. You're listening to PCS Football on the Bobcat Sports Network. Welcome back, sports fans. We're here in Hattiesburg, Bobcat Stadium. PCS looking to extend their winning streak to 4 games after an opening loss to Jackson Academy here against East Rankin. They lead 42-17. East Rankin has the ball, 2nd and 7 to begin the fourth quarter. Weldon throws wide of his intended target, Brett Davis, incomplete. Will set up 3rd and 7 for the Patriot offense. Drew, that third quarter went quick for us. Can you give us a little bit of recap on some statistics here?
Through 3 quarters, Fate Island already has 240 yards rushing on, again, 14 carries. I mean, just very few carries and getting that many yards. And Cygris, we've mentioned already, but he has 5 touchdowns to go along with those impressive numbers but from Fate. So just total domination with the running game.
Weldon flares it out to Crotwell. Great stop made there. That's Norton, Preston Austin, and Robbie Broadhead Nothing doing. Great rush there. PCS defenders got up the field. They rushed to containment. Weldon looked like he was going to bring the ball down and run it. Defenders did not flinch. They stayed their containment alleys, forced Weldon to flare it out to a covered Crotwell. And no gain on the play will bring up 4th and 7. And we'll see a Weldon punt here most likely. He'll retreat back to his own 8-yard line. And Fate Island awaits at his own 45. Under 11 to play when the snap will come. High snap. Weldon will field it and send it off high. Spiraling kick. Best one of the night so far by Weldon. Fate retreating back. He called for a fair catch, and he'll make it at the 36-yard line. So PCS will take over there.
That was a beautiful punt by Weldon from basically the shadow of his goal post to the 35-yard line of PCS. So that's a very, very stout punt.
About a 55-yard punt, roughly, we'll call it. Well, from his spot to the ball. A net of about 40 yards there on the punt, of over 40 yards. 1st and 10, Bobcats, their own 36. Burks, near side, Henderson, far side. Hunter Norton will dot the I now as Robbie Broadhead is in at quarterback. He'll toss to Norton. Behind Siger, trying to get downfield. He's up near the 50. Takes a big shot there from Crotwell. But a nice gain, and we've got a Patriot defensive lineman down on the play. An injury timeout will slow this game as PCS has the ball resting just shy of their 50-yard line. Injured Patriot is 61, Taylor Reed, the senior lineman. Not sure if it's cramps or what exactly they're dealing with here. We'll hope for the best. East Rankin has had a couple of players taken off the field, but they've all made their way back on. It looks like that's what we have here. I don't know. He's walking very gingerly off the field, and we'll see if we'll get a return from big number 61. You'd hate to see a player go down. It's played just about every snap for East Rankin. They haven't subbed very much. We'll see if anything will come of this. Burks will be the wide out near side. Robert Upton will check in and be far side. And also at tight end now, number 15, Michael George, getting some action. Broadhead under center with Henderson and Norton. Broadhead will let the clock run down to about 10 minutes and 20 seconds on the snap. He'll give to Henderson. Henderson loses it, and East Rankin will recover at midfield. So Tyler Henderson gets his first carry ever and does not do very well with it.
That looked like maybe a kind of a miscommunication maybe between the quarterback and Henderson. I don't know if he was really expecting it. There was some sort of problem with the handoff.
You don't expect to see Big 5-0 getting a handoff, but Tyler has earned every bit of that in replacement of Burks. Again, that would be normally Andrew Burks, but he's down with a knee injury, and he'll be out a couple of weeks, so Tyler Henderson has stepped up to fill that void. Turnover for PCS will give Jacob Weldon the ball back, 1st and 10, just shy of the 50-yard line. He'll give to Crotwell right side on the counter, cutting back middle, and he'll be up to the 45-yard line, gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4. Tyler atones for the fumble, though, by making the tackle. 10 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. East Rankin, a team that doesn't huddle very much. They get signals from the sideline on plays. They wait patiently for this one. Play clock under 10 as they come set to the ball. Down to 5 now. Well done with Crotwell and Yancey in the backfield. This is Crotwell cutting right. And he's wrapped up. No, he squirts free before Henderson and a couple of other Bobcats. Wilson Benton as well as Chris Addison in on the stop. Big night from Chris on the defensive side. So we'll see Weldon approach now. 3rd and 1. He'll send 2 receivers far, 1 to the near side, 2 running backs. He'll keep this one himself. Bouncing it outside to the right. Trying to find his way through, and he'll be pushed out of bounds after gaining the first down. And we'll see Zach Buffkin check in now. He'll spell Tyler Henderson. A lot of reserves getting in the ball game for PCS now.
It's always nice to have that luxury. You always want to get your sub some time in the game whenever you can. And East Rankin still playing mostly first-string guys, so some good competition to go up against.
Trips to the near side, lone receiver far side. Weldon will keep it going left. Now cutting back right. Now weaving. Chased down from behind by Stephen Jones. I think that's Stephen Jones, yes. Stephen Jones makes the tackle. Look at the ball, it came out at the end. But Weldon was able to recover it. Flag on the play. That was a flag, not a beanbag. They'll move the chains. Well, I guess they picked the flag up. No penalty on the play. 1st and 10. Under 9 to play here, 4th quarter. East Rankin with their deepest penetration into Bobcat territory on the night. Ball at the 23-yard line. Peyton Cross now joining Weldon in the backfield off his right shoulder. Shotgun snap for Weldon. He'll fake it to Cross. Now running and met immediately by a host of Bobcats. Justin Giroux, Stephen Jones, and Alan Winford now. So we mentioned those reserves, and then all of a sudden I look up and I see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 starters back on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, we turned the ball over right at midfield, and then started giving up a little too many yards for Coach Lawkins' liking. And, it's 42-17, but still 8 minutes left in the game. So it's not quite time to just kind of let it go yet.
Trips near side, lone receiver far side. Cross with Weldon. Weldon looking to throw left side. Now running right, looking. He'll loft it now toward the end zone. Got a receiver diving at the goal line. Catch is made. Luke Yancey, diving catch at the goal line. Touchdown, Patriots. 7.5 remaining 4th quarter. That moves East Rankin to 23 on the scoreboard. 42-23 is our score. And they'll do the swinging gate formation. Extra point will come from J.D. Houston. A little bit of a high snap, but Weldon gets it down, and Houston puts it through. 42-24, 7.5 remaining. Well, talked about it last week, and PCS didn't quite master the art of the long clock-eating drive, but they did master the art of the scoring drive. Been a familiar setup tonight. We'll see if they can't eat some clock here and wind this one down. You got to think a score here, a good long possession, will pretty much put this game on ice.
Well, like I mentioned a minute ago, a little too early to just kind of let the game kind of just play out. But, you got to expect an onside kick here from East Rankin. We've been pretty good about recovering onside kicks so far this year. And so hopefully we can continue that streak of recovering. I think we've recovered about 3 of 3 or 4 of 4 so far.
Nichols will approach, and he'll send this one deep. Nope. Sidewinding kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. So PCS will take over 1st and 10 at the 20.
I think that's kind of interesting. I would have expected an onside kick in that situation, but
I'm like you. I would expect the same thing. I mean, you get an onside kick there, and if you're able to score, and a relatively normal time, say 3-4 minutes, you're looking at a one-possession game with 4 minutes to go.
And we're going to put our first string right back in offensively. It's gotten under 20 points, and so I would. That's what makes me think I would have expected a onside kick, but it's if it works out for East Rankin when they get 3 and out, well, I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess. But
we'll take a break right here. Officials timeout.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're going to try to dictate to you what you're going to do on both offense and defense.
And we're back. First play from PCS will be to Fate Island countering. Ball is on the ground. Recovered by East Rankin. Fate Island looked like he was tripped up, and just before he came down, the ball popped loose. Getting interesting here. Who needs an onside kick where you can just get 2 consecutive fumble recoveries?
Well, it worked out a whole lot better because they get the ball
inside the 25-yard line,
way deeper into our territory. So that's a very interesting turn of events, and really kind of turns the pressure on.
Absolutely. Coach Hawkins mentioned that at halftime we just make things interesting on ourselves, and they've done that here. So Weldon will come back out, and he'll be joined with Crotwell in the backfield. They'll send 2 to the near side receivers. Now they'll motion Yancey back. That'll bring 2 to the far side. Weldon will roll that way, looking, throwing short, and it'll hit Colby Crotwell and fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. 7:19 remaining, 4th quarter. Still a lot of time left in this game. Not even halfway through the 4th quarter. And they've got a 3-possession game at 18 points. Snap to Weldon, rolling right, looking, still looking, now tucking, still trying to find freedom. He throws it. This to Crotwell at the yardage to gain marker. He brings it in, surges forward to the 10, inside the 10. Looked like they had Weldon dead to rights, little pump fake and bob and weave, and he buys enough time to find Crotwell downfield. And they'll hustle to the line here, trips to the near side. Weldon will look this way. He'll run this way. He'll throw. Crotwell out of the backfield, cutting back to the 5, near the goal line. Dakota Harvey brings him down shy, though. It'll be 1st and goal, or 2nd and goal, rather. 2nd and goal at the 1. Under 7 to play, 6:40 and counting. East Rankin hustling now. Well, Drew, you mentioned it a minute ago. If they score right here, you know an onside kick is coming. Weldon, he'll keep it himself at the goal line. Did he get in? He is. Touchdown, East Rankin. 6:26 to go. It's 42-30. Getting a little close for comfort here. Coach Hawkins was comfortable a minute ago. Now he's not quite at ease. And the PCS sideline has gotten a little bit quiet. So J.D. Houston will line up to make this one an 11-point game.
Well, 2 turnovers in a row can do that to you. I mean, turnovers kill you every time. And now, I mean, it's a little more interesting. A little too interesting for a game that we have really just dominated until the last 2 series.
Houston's extra point brings our score 42-31. What is the turnover count for PCS on the night, Drew?
I believe it's 3 total. So
I know we have the interception, the 2 fumbles, the last couple of possessions.
That's it. So,
well, Coach mentioned if you're able to take care of the ball, you're able to do special things. And up until that, the one errant throw from Patterson was the only blemish. And once they sheared up the ball, they got some separation. Now they get a little footloose and fancy free with the football, and before you know it, this thing is interesting again. Island and Norton will retreat back to receive the Nichols kickoff, and Nichols will be in the onside formation. Hands team on the field. Well, Nichols will approach. We'll see what he'll do. He'll squib this one along the way. I heard a whistle. We've got a flag on the play. I think we had an East Rankin coverage man offside. We had the same flag from the same official earlier.
Well, it's a dead ball, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought I heard a whistle.
Who recovered it? And that's actually not good for us. I believe we had recovered it. So basically, they get another attempt.
A little practice attempt there for Nichols on the onside kick.
I'm not sure if that should apply. I mean, if you should have the option if you recover it and take it.
Well, play was blown dead, so technically no play actually occurred.
That's why I don't think it should be blown dead. I don't think I like that. That's not how it is in college. I know that.
And Nichols will send this one a pooch kick, fair catch called for and brought down by Michael Patterson. Smart play there from the sophomore at the 40-yard line. Good heads-up play to just take any kind of collision and trouble out of that one. So 60 yards away, 6:26 on the clock. PCS with an 11-point lead. Well, I talked about a long drive. Drew, now I want to see some points on the board.
Yeah, it would definitely make us feel just a little better. And interesting to see Fate back on the field. I would imagine he's going to take care of the football here.
I formation, toss, Fate Island to the right side, trying to find his way, weaving up near the 50. He'll be brought down a yard shy of the first down, 2nd and 9. Couple of ERA defenders slow to get up. I did see one notable mention emerge from the pile for East Rankin. Number 61, Taylor Reed, who was helped off the field earlier, is back on for East Rankin. So good news there that these injuries from East Rankin are not serious ones. Addison will check in and go far, split out. Under 6 remaining. 2nd and 1. Patterson gives to Sigrist. Bouncing to the right side. He's got the first down. He's free to the 30. One man to beat is Crotwell. Crotwell will force him out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Lee Sigrist looked like he was just trying to get the first down. Popped free and ran down the sideline for a big gainer. Was one man away from the double hat trick on touchdowns tonight.
I guess that's a term that's accurate. I don't know. Is it getting a little too high to know the terms?
Well, I gave the double hat trick to Kelsey Hannaford. She had 6 goals in one game in the soccer earlier this fall. So I've used it once, and I can bring it back, I guess, on Lee if he gets in the end zone again. He'll be in front of Fate Island in the I formation. They'll counter back Island right side, cutting back to the middle. One man brings him down inside the 20. See if I can't get a number. That is Philip Parker, number 34. And he'll come up gingerly, but the ball will be placed at the 17-yard line. Another second and, we'll call this one 2nd and 2, gain of 8. As Tyler Young and Chris Addison will check in, give Jonathan Burks a break. Also ran Henderson. Stephen Jones will be your tight end this time on the right side of the formation. As they go to that familiar I set. 4.5 to play. Give to Island, charging right side into the secondary to the 10-yard line. Well, I tell you, Drew, he hits that hole in a hurry.
And that's kind of what separates him from other running backs. He doesn't hesitate. He finds it and he goes. He doesn't. It's just it's so quick. Decision making in a running back, that's just as important as being fast and quick. And Fate just has all of it combined, and that just makes him so good.
Henderson back in now Split far side. They'll go flex formation. Robbie Morgan tight end to the left. In motion will go Island. They'll bring end around to Jones. Inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. 3:59 remaining. PCS scores their 48th point of the night. Got a little bit of breathing room there. A little separation. An 80-yard drive right there is just, or excuse me, a 60-yard drive after the onside kick is just what you needed there. John Woods will be on for the extra point. Good snap. Extra point good. Robbie Brawlhead did a good job getting that snap down. 49-31. PCS leads late in this game. Under 4 to play. Again, if you want to keep up with all things PCS sports, you can follow us on Twitter at PCS_sports. Schedule updates, changes, scores from all across the wide variety of sports that PCS plays. Right now, you've got girls soccer, football, volleyball, softball, all these going on at the same time. Cross-country meets are going on. A lot of action going on. Been very successful so far. I think we got some swim meets coming up here in the near future. So PCS students are very busy and been very successful so far in all their competitions. Waits will get set to send this one away. He'll send a low line drive this time. Fielded at the 5 by Philip Parker, and he had a knee down.
Interesting that Fate Island, I think he's surpassed his total number of yards from last week. And really, he didn't really play in the third quarter the whole lot, and he did the early part of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter and beginning of the fourth, Fate really didn't come in the game too much, and that last drive kind of put him over his numbers from last week. The only thing lacking is his total touchdown numbers, but his total yards has exceeded that of last week, which is just very impressive.
East Rankin will have to go 95 yards. Crotwell bouncing to the right, pursued by Jones, wrapped up and driven. But ball's loose. Ball's loose at the goal line. PCS has recovered. We'll see where they spot it. We've got a sign. Touchdown, PCS. 78. Preston Alston recovers the Crotwell fumble for a Bobcat touchdown. PCS eclipses the half-century mark for the second week in a row.
Crotwell was running sideways, and that kind of doomed that play and him from the beginning.
Stephen Jones had excellent pursuit there, put a good lick on Crotwell. We've got the officials are coming over to talk to Coach Hawkins. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I think they're going to mark him down shy of the goal line. The head official gave the signal. You learn something new every day. They're going to say that Colby Crotwell's forward progress was stopped before the fumble occurred. Give the ball back to East Rankin at their own 4-yard line. 2nd and 12. Out of the end zone, Weldon will run. Going right, trying to break free. He runs over one defender out of bounds. For finally being forced out at the 16-yard line.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. All the officials are holding up touchdown, and then.
Well, I thought if anything they would have signaled Austin down shy of the goal line, but nevertheless, they had a better vantage point than we, so we'll defer. And Weldon will have 3rd and 4 to operate here in the shotgun. 3:25 remaining, fourth quarter. He'll take it, running right. Now bouncing, trying to find his way before he's brought down. Micah Griffin and Lee Smith there on the stop. Lee getting some valuable minutes late in this one. Was the first one there, and then Micah Griffin polished him off. 3 minutes remaining. See if we can get some mentions in. Lee Smith, we talked about right there. Michael Patterson in. Wilson Benton, Preston Austin. Jace Broom in now, defensive line. And Matthew Stevens. 4th and 2. Weldon will drop back in punt formation. He'll send it away. This one, kind of a wobbly kick, but got plenty of leg on it. Will land at the 45 and roll dead at the PCS 36-yard line, rather. So PCS with the ball. 2.5 to go, trying to salt this one away. And we'll take probably the last opportunity we'll get for the night to recognize a couple of sponsors. First, the PCS Booster Club. Just another thank you for all your continued support of Bobcat Athletics over the years. All the success of PCS is a direct result of your tireless efforts and sacrifice. And the paw print. The next time you're out at Bobcat Stadium, stop by for all your Bobcat merchandise. Just stop by the corner. Wait, hold on. I'm going to stop here. Hunter Norton almost breaks that one. He gets up to the 50-yard line. Had to stop that one. Stop that little bit of read to cover Hunter Norton's big run. Gain of 15 on the play. Now I'll finish. At the paw print store, you can find all things Bobcat, from mugs and T-shirts to spirit wear and car tags. For your convenience, they now accept most major credit cards. The paw print is the place to find all your PCS gear for the athletic year. 1st and 10, PCS at midfield. Austin Riles at fullback now. In front of Hunter Norton. Robbie Broadhead at quarterback will let the play clock run down to about 2 seconds before he get the snap. He gives to Riles up the middle. Weaving. Nice run there from Austin Riles. 6-yard gain. Six-yard gain there from Riles. And Riles he's a tough matchup at running back because you just can't see him. He gets down behind that line and is quick. And if you're not paying attention, he'll put a pop on you in a heartbeat. He'll be at fullback with Norton in front of him. We'll go kneel down formation here. 1:15 is 2nd and 4. Broadhead will take it and take a knee. As the clock will get to about the 1:05 mark. See when they put it in play. It'll be a loss of 2, 3rd and 7. They'll put it into play. You probably have to take one more snap. Play clock will begin. Well, there's about a 18-second differential, so we'll see. We'll be in the victory formation, 40 seconds and counting. Well, this might be the last snap of the ball game, and it's looking like PCS will be victorious. Norton takes the snap, and he'll take a knee, and we'll see. That'll be the last play of the ball game. PCS won't have to take another snap on 4th down. That's going to do it. We'll take one quick break and be right back to wrap up post-game, give you some final stats and numbers. Be with us just one quick moment, and we'll bring you a post-game wrap-up. You're listening to PCS Football on the Bobcat Sports Network. Welcome back here to Bobcat Stadium. We're in now our post-game wrap-up as PCS was able to knock off East Rankin in a little bit of a shootout here, 49-31. PCS moves to 4-1 on the season, 1-0 in conference play. East Rankin falls to 3-2, 1-1 in league play. For PCS, they will travel for the next 2 weeks. Next week, they will be on the road to Gallman, Mississippi, en route to face the Copiah Academy Colonels. Copiah, a Division II foe. Last year had a very strong running option attack, and we'll see what kind of squad they bring this year. And then the big matchup. We go back to Division I play, conference play against Jackson Prep in Flowood. So we'll be on the road for the next 2 weeks. We know we'll be able to bring you the Jackson Prep game live. Our hopes are that we can bring you the Copiah game as well. If not, it'll be on a little bit of video on demand delay for you. But we'll make sure we'll be live tweeting everything, making sure that you keep up to date and on track with how the football squad is doing, as they found a little bit of success here, won 4 consecutive ball games after falling in a close contest to Jackson Academy. Again, come out victorious tonight, 49-31. Drew is feverishly coming up with some stats. And, Drew, what do you have for us on the night?
I've got, again, some pretty impressive numbers. The total number of yards was pretty similar to last week, right at 630 yards of total offense for PCS. And Stephen Jones had 9 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown. Fate Island, again, with another unbelievable game. Fate finished with 17 carries for 263 yards and a touchdown. It's kind of funny. You think 263 yards and should equate to more touchdowns. Well, Fate did a lot of the work in the process of getting down to the end zone, and Sigrist, he punched it in. He finished it off. Sigrist had 5 total touchdowns, all of them rushing, and he had 14 carries for 167 yards. And Daniel Patterson also got in on the running game just a bit, 2 carries for 31 yards. And I didn't put down other guys like Austin Riles, who came in late in the game, Hunter Norton, and Tyler Young. They also had a couple carries for about 20 yards.
Had some big, I think
they did.
Both of them had to have over 30, probably 40 yards rushing each.
Close to it. And so I didn't want to leave them out totally because they had some nice runs as well. So, again, very, very impressive offensive numbers that PCS put up. East Rankin put up some pretty good numbers themselves. I didn't keep track per se, but if I had to estimate, it was something around 350 to 400 for East Rankin. So, again, a pretty big shootout here at PCS, but not quite like last week where we had 66 points, and I think Germantown had about 48. So, but anyway, another impressive night for Fate Island and Lee Sigrist, and Stephen Jones tried to get right in there with a 100-yard game himself, just shy of it. So, pretty close to having 3 backs with in excess of 100 yards for all of them. So, adding it all up, about 630 yards total offense, and
not too shabby.
Not bad at all, considering that's 2 games in a row of numbers very similar to that. So, just big, huge congratulations to these guys. You don't want to forget people on the offensive line who make that kind of stuff happen.
And you got to give a mention to the defense.
Yeah,
I mean, you give up 48 and 31 points, you're thinking, what defense? But to contain a player like Jacob Weldon and hold him to what you did, I mean, you say hold him in context, but you limited what he could do. He was still able to make some plays, but for the most part, he kept him in check, kept Colby Crotwell in check. Late there, a couple turnovers, gave 2 touchdowns, and made this one closer than what it seemed to it should have been. But defense, several big plays on the defensive side. Dakota Harvey, Micah Griffin, Chris Addison, some key stops there, and some nice pass defense. So we mentioned upcoming next week we go to Copiah, then to Jackson Prep. We hope you'll join us on the road there. And for Drew Smith, I'm Nathan Dancy signing off. We thank you for watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network.